So we're going to take off the oil filter housing and we're going to put a new gasket on it to eliminate it. There's 3 bolts, there's one there, there's one at the back down there, it's hard to see in the light, and my spanner is on one just there. So you're going to have to move a couple of pipes, 13mm. There's a sender unit at the back here that you can get to and get off fairly easily by removing the breather pipe that goes from one cam cover to the other cam cover, that thing there, and you can get to it pretty easily. So I'm going to undo those 3 bolts. The back one you can get with a universal joint 13mm socket, and these 2 you'll need a small spanner like this. Okay, I'm going to get that off and have a look at it. Okay, I've undone those bolts, or nuts, so hopefully that should just lift off, he says. Yes, there it is. There's the gasket in there. Gasket looks pretty old. Let's place that there. Let's have a look in here. Distinct possibility that was leaking. Remember, those 3 studs get a lot of pressure on them when you're undoing those oil filters. So we don't do them up too tight. And I remember my last one was really tight. So I'm going to renew that gasket. I've got one. Alright. Okay, I put a little plug in there just because I don't want anything going into the engine, and I sprayed some gasket remover on it. Let that soak in for a few minutes because that gasket's on there tight. I'll work on the other side of it, this here. So what I'm interested in as well is once I clean that off, I'm going to check how flat that is and look for any cracks. So let's clean that off. I might leave the sender unit on it. Bit of oil around that sender, but I think that's come from the top. It's a new washer on that sender. It's a new sender. Alright, I'm going to clean this up. Okay, a little bit of an update. I've got my gasket kits out. These aren't really kits, I just order extra gaskets when I put orders in. They're a few pound each. Just try to get one out. That's the one I need. Oil filter housing. Looks the same as that one, doesn't it? So I try to remove the gasket. I try and get all the pieces so I know nothing's fallen down that hole in this particular one. That's the gasket. So writing facing up, I believe. I've had a look at the unit. It's pretty good. I've cleaned it up nicely. It's pretty good actually. I'm quite happy with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Apart from a little bit of dirt on it, which I'll get out. So I've looked at it with a straight edge. It's pretty damn straight. Straighter than my head is anyway. So it's pretty flat. And so is that area there. It's in good condition. I put a new copper O-ring washer, I should say, on that. Okay, had an aluminium one on it. Took that off. Got a copper one on. Now, I'm pretty sure you need to put this in second because as you can see, directly below it, there is a bolt hole and you need to get in over the top. So you need to take that off first before you can get that bolt out, and then put that bolt in and then put this in. This is not very hard to put in, even though it appears to be difficult because it's at the back. It's actually easy to get in once you take your breather pipe off. This has taken me about an hour and a half to do this entire job so far. So 2 hours, and I reckon I'll be completed, because I reckon I'll be done in half an hour. Famous last words. So gasket onto there, and of course glue again. And so gasket, and then that surface there is as clean as I can get it, paying very careful attention not to get anything down that hole. I actually had that hole blocked up most of the time with a little blue piece of foam, which actually fell out at one stage, and I thought I'd lost it down into the engine, and my heart stopped. And then it started again when I found it. So yeah, anyhow, hopefully this will solve any worry of any leak down there. So I'm pretty sure it was the sandwich plate gasket leaking, but let's replace this one for the hell of it as well, and because I've got one, and we've done that new washer in there, so there'll be a new washer on the one at the back, there'll be a new gasket on the bottom, and a brand new filter on the top. So if it leaks from this area, well, it can bloody stay leaking. Anyhow, I'm going to work on putting that on. Okay, gasket's on there, and this is ready to go. Okay, that's a pretty thin layer, it's not very thick, and it's going to go on that way. I might just be able to do this one-handed. Being careful not to come under that. Don't want to disrupt that silicone at the top too much. Oh, that's got to be close. I think I need to swap hands. Okay, and it's on. Okay, I'm going to put my nuts on. Need 2 hands for that. 2 hands for my nuts. Okay, 13mm, and don't swap out these. They're wave washers. So unless you got brand new wave, see they're bent. Unless you got brand new wave washers, don't put them on. Use wave washers. I mean, spring washers probably work, but if you got wave washers, put them on. Don't just put normal ones. And as you can see, Nylox, 13mm. I just cleaned them up, put them back on now. Okay, that's all bolted up. That was a hell of a lot easier to put on than it was to take off. Ring spanner for the front too, and socket with a universal joint for the rear one. See here, if I get my magnet torch off my, so it's hard to see with the camera, but you can see there, you can get down there no problem at all. It's not going to let me just put it on there. There we go, we're on it. Sorry for the camera work. There you go. So you can get to him pretty easy. My advice, pad up your plenum in case you slip and take a big chunk out of your plenum. 13mm. Alright, I'm just going to put the other bits on. I've got the sender unit to put in the back. Don't forget to connect the sender unit up. Should be a little wire down the back there. Connect it up, tighten it in, connect it up, and then connect up everything else that you pulled off. All I've done is remove that water hose, one that I did up just the other day. Now I know why it's got a big dent in it. Not from me, it's always been there, but it's when you undo that nut there. That's been done back in the day. They've bent it to get into that nut. Oh well, so be it. I might pull it out before I put the pipe on. And I've just got this one here to put on onto that unit there. So a couple of pipes put on. So put on the sender at the back, a couple of pipes put on, reconnect the sender unit at the front, the blue wire, which should be around here somewhere. I can feel it, there it is. With that blue wire, put that on. and should be apples. Alright, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so sender units front and back are connected and put in with their washers. Well, that one I never took out, so it's fine. Oil cooler line is connected with washers on both sides. That's all good. The breather pipe is all connected. And back to that pipe there. That black one my finger's touching, which goes there. That one's all connected. And the water pipe down there from the header tank, bottom water pipe, that's connected. 3 bolts are done up nice and tight down the bottom. And that's pretty much it. Gaskets in, old gaskets out. Took about 2 hours, that job, which wasn't bad actually, because it was pretty fiddly, but I was worried I'd have to take the plenum off to get to that. But just removing this one pipe made all the difference. So it's worth moving. Anyhow, filter on and eliminates that, and renew that gasket. It was pretty old, believe me. It was hard to get off. Alright, so I'm going to put the filter on, and that one's done. So that's another job done. Easy one. Cheers.